In a remarkable tribute, former England and Liverpool goalkeeper David James has painted a portrait of Gill Sayell, a pioneer of women's football, as part of the BBC's extraordinary portrait series. Gill Sayell's story is one of determination and perseverance, as she recalls her first football match clearly, where she had to pretend to be a boy to play, cutting her hair short and calling herself Billy. This was in the 1960s, a time when the Football Association had banned the women's game from being played at professional grounds and pitches of clubs affiliated to the association, a ban that had been imposed in 1921 and lasted for almost half a century. Undeterred by the obstacles, Sayell continued to play on park pitches with her four brothers, driven by her passion for the game. As she said, football is her first love, and she has always wanted to play. A few years later, she would be scouted at a charity football match to represent an England squad at Copa 71, an unofficial Women's World Cup tournament being held in Mexico. She was just 14 years old at the time and had never flown before. The experience of landing in Mexico and being surrounded by paparazzi was like something out of her wildest dreams, with so many people there and the team not really knowing what was going on. However, upon her return home, there was no paparazzi waiting to greet her. Instead, she was banned for 3 months, and the team's manager, Harry Batt, was banned for life. Despite this setback, Sayell went on to become a founder member of the Arsenal women's team and continues to support women's football to this day. She expressed her joy at seeing young girls playing football now, as she was the only little girl with a football kit where she was from. Now the footballer is being honored with a portrait by David James, who called her a trailblazer and a pioneer of women's football. James hopes that people will see the portrait and learn about Sayell's story, respecting all the sacrifices that she had to go through in an era where women's football was not looked after. Sayell recalled her experience of competing in Copa 71, stepping into the Azteca Stadium, which was a cauldron of heat and noise, with a capacity to hold more than 100,000 people. Although the team did not make it out of the group stages, she remembered being treated really well and respected as footballers. She thought that women's football would take off after their performance, but instead, she and her fellow players were banned by the Women's Football Association. The ban was a result of the association's efforts to persuade the Football Association to overturn its 1921 ban on the women's game. Patricia Gregory, former Women's Football Association secretary, explained that they had a fledgling organization and were trying to do the best they could for everybody, relying on being fair to everybody. Despite the ban, Sayell said the experience strengthened her resolve, and she continued playing after it was lifted. At Arsenal, she played in men's hand-me-down kits and was the team's first female player of the year for the 1987 to 1988 season. Sayell believes that it was progression, but it could have happened a lot earlier. She is pleased that it is happening now for the girls and women of today. In 2022, England won the Women's Euros, beating Germany at a packed Wembley Stadium, with the crowd including some of the Copa 71 squad. David James said that all the suffering and work put in decades ago got them to that point where they could celebrate women's football. He wanted to do a faithful representation of an amazing woman with his painting, adding reference points from her career, like the poster from Copa 71 and a Golden Boot trophy. James spent time with Sayell before painting her portrait, learning about her story and including nods to her professional career in his artwork. He changed the painting many times, conscious of what Sayell and her family would think. As a footballer, he could go on a football field and answer to himself, but as an artist, he felt a greater responsibility. Sayell said she was blown away by the artwork, appreciating the nods to her career milestones, and it just captures her journey. Throughout her journey in football, she has enjoyed every moment. Even when she got knocked down, she just got up, and she is still doing it because she loves it. If you want to stay informed about everything that matters, why not explore more about what we are sharing? In the description of this video, you'll find additional resources that will enrich your understanding of the subject. Our commitment goes beyond informing. Daily, we bring stories that truly matter, whether from behind the scenes of technology, cultural movements, or global events shaping the future. If you believe that being well-informed is essential to understanding the world, this is the moment to join us. With just 2 clicks, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. This way, you ensure access to in-depth analysis, unique contexts, and a broader view of events. Don't let crucial information go unnoticed. Click now, become part of our community, and join us in deciphering the impact of news on the future we're building together.